Why the big question? Will Bobby play this week?
No, Bobby won't play. No, we've made a decision on that, and no, he won't play this week.
How difficult was that to come to that decision?
Yeah, it was really difficult. I told him before training, just based on a lot of little things. It was this conversation that was hard for him to hear, but it's reality of where we're at right now with his preparation. And credit to him, he trained really, really well, and that shows how far he's come in the last period. He's working hard to get back, and this is not permanent. As I said, it's not permanent, but this week he's not available.
Were the little things about him or about the team?
Both. Yeah, it's a good question, because there's a selection integrity part of always when we go to match committee. It's about what's the integrity of form and other parts of it, and then there's the high performance nature of it. How much work have you done, and then there's the tactical part where what does the team need right now, in certain roles, from all things from sub to other parts. So it's a really good question, and that was part of the conversation.
What about Jeremy?
Yeah, Howie's going to ask a lot of questions too. We're going to go to match committee and make a decision on him. We're going to sort of marry up all his loads and how much he's been able to do in recent time, and we'll decide this afternoon.
Just on Bobby, was the leadership group part of that decision as well?
Oh, somewhat, yeah. We're having ongoing conversations all the time about our list and where we fit, and Bobby is part of those conversations. There's a lot of layers to it.
That's Brody Winechek.
Brody will play. It's hard to keep him out of the team. Even the training track, he's out there training really well this week, and he's fit and available.
Just on Bobby Hillfly, could you pick him for a grand final if you are to progress?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I don't want to take away hope for the young lad, and he's progressing towards that. Like I mentioned that to him, just please keep training well, keep turning up, keep being here, being present, and keep getting better every day, as we always say. There may be a world where that could be true.
Just on Jeremy, is it a risk? Do you see it as a risk playing him at the tournament?
We're going to weigh up right now, is he fit to play or fit to perform? And that's been our mantra all year, based on lessons learnt last year. And the high performance team will present those numbers in front of us, around loads and other things, and then we just got to weigh up what's best for the team this week.
As an older experienced team, was the week off beneficial? We talk about the weeks by, play, then week off. Does that give you an advantage given the demographic of your list?
Oh, I think our best historically has been when we've got a bit of a break. We saw that this year. We had 3 games in 12 days, and we looked really tired against the Hawks. And we've been pretty deliberate from then to making sure our list is really sharpening the sword towards this game and the coming weeks if we're lucky enough to make it that far. You go.
Go ahead.
No, I think our list is matured a lot in terms of what we need and how much load we need. Jared Waite's done an amazing job with his team about peaking at the right time, if you like, and we'd like to think we're coming good at the right time.
You played Brisbane 6 odd weeks ago, so just in terms of where you were at that point and where you are now, what do you see as a difference if there was any?
Yeah, I watched it back yesterday and I got really excited for what we've got now. Learned some really good lessons around that time, around what our energy levels were on as a group. We had a lot of players out of that game that make us better. By McCreary in particular, it was Geordie's first game back, and you see what he's able to do in the last weeks or so, and I'm sort of watching where they got us in that game and how much growth we've got from that period. So it's an excitement now.
You feel the Mason Collins edition made you a better side?
Well, it certainly gave us an avenue to be able to get the ball to ground, which then can make us better. To say exactly makes us a better team, that's maybe a bit of a stretch, but playing a role within your team certainly makes us better.
Was there a specific theme of the mid-training meeting in the stairwell there?
We go in there every session. That we set up the structure for the stoppage stuff to be able to do the match play, and a couple of little tactical things that we want to just show or train before we go out and play.
Well, Billy Frampton's role in 2023 is famous, iconic. Have you considered it this week, given Harris Andrews' form?
We've always got a plan for Harris, whether we start that way or we go to it when he's maybe hurting us a bit much. He's such an incredible intercept marker and sets up a lot of their defence. So we'll be no different this time. We'll have some plan around what his influence can be.
1 win away from a grand final. How does the pressure and emotion of the prelim compare to the big stage?
Yeah, it's always probably the hardest game to win of the year. I feel the prelims. The neutral crowd somewhat. Ideally, we get a bit more than that this week against Brisbane, but just everything matters. you know, there's such a big outcome for the winner and a huge loss for the loser. You know, there's such incentives to just go for it, and we're excited for that. You know, it's not our first prelim for a lot of guys in the building, and we know the excitement for what that brings. So there's been a real energy for that.
A point of difference is Bo McCreary when he goes into centre bounce. We saw even at times against the Crows what he can do in there, and just a different option for the rest of the group.
Yeah, no, his lateral movement, his pressure, his energy, his ability to get the ball back or win it for us. He's a bit of a weapon for us, and like I said, he didn't play against them last time.
We know the danger of the Dacos brothers, but the Ashcrofts, how dangerous are they in this Lions camp?
Yeah, well, they got many. You know, like you lose Lockie Neal, and then Will Ashcroft comes in and plays more mid-time, and McCluggage gets busy again. But yeah, the Ashcroft brothers are good. I remember his dad; he wasn't as good as his sons. But, good to see. I'll give him a shout out. He couldn't even get him a seat for the game last week. That was interesting.
How have you managed the weeks off either side of the qualifying final?
Yeah, I think there's been an opportunity to really set ourselves for the opposition. You know, we had a set target against Adelaide. We knew who we were playing. This one's been a bit different. We've been preparing ourselves, you know, for 10 plus days now, not really knowing who we're playing until early this week. And yeah, there's a benefit in that for us. I think we get, you know, tactically some things and some strategic things that we've been putting in place. Time will tell, of course, but we've had a long side of this game.
Just back on Mason, I don't know if you mentioned already, is he locked into play?
Yeah, Mason will play.
Yeah.
Mason will play. We'll be reasonably unchanged. Just, you know, decide what we do around how we, whether he's fit to play or fit to perform.
Mixed Day was the Hard Rock story 2 years ago. How do you manage that and keep him in the right mindset if he's required?
Yeah, I've been managing those conversations daily with him, with Will Hoskin-Elliott, with others that aren't in the team. Ed Allen has had a lot of games this year, and Will Hoskin-Elliott, did I mention him? Like, there's a lot of guys that we've got great depth around, you know, that could easily play this week, which suggests, you know, why we're in this position, because this is a whole squad mentality. And you know, Dan's had a great attitude. He's in our leadership group and trained really well this week, and we'll be there if we need him.
Since you last spoke publicly, Hayden Skipworth made the decision not to go ahead with the Melbourne process. What do you think about that? I mean, he's someone that's clearly a senior coach in waiting, and it looks like he's going to remain here at this club.
Yeah, I've had many conversations with him. Yeah, he sort of came to me and said he's probably not going to go through with the process, the full process. I know we're through part of it. And, well, each to their own. I know he's ready, and he's just sort of, you know, going to maybe go through find the right opportunity to be that guy. Yeah, having said that, I think Stephen King's a great appointment. I haven't had much to do with him, but I think the level of change is exciting for Melbourne, and yeah, Skip will get his chance when the right opportunity presents for him.
You mentioned Will Hoskin-Elliott. How close is he to front?
Yeah, again, he's trained really well the last week and a bit, and just adds a whole different energy to our group when these guys are really pushing for what's available or what potentially could be available. His name will come up for selection around subs and other things, and again, it's a good problem to have.
How do you combat Cam Rayner on Saturday Fly? He's been integral again this September.
Hard to tackle him, that's for sure. And yeah, they got many threats. We're going to have a really good system in place. Our defence has been, you know, the stable diet of our good performances, and you know, we've been number one points against. I'll say it out loud. Number one points against in the competition over 24 rounds plus finals, and we're going to need to bring that version of us this week.